Hi, welcome to the verse of the day. My name is Brandon Hathaway. I preach at the West Side Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Today we're in Matthew chapter 20. Matthew chapter 20. We're going to look up verse 2, and then we're going to jump down to verse 9. Verse 9, and then read through verse 13. So, verse 2 says, "Now, when he had agreed with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard." So he starts off at the first hour, hires, then second, third hour, and then the 11th hour. Of course, he hires somebody else, hires a couple more people to do some work and go in the labor. And said, "When the time is over, I'll pay you." And so we pick up in verse 9. It says, "And when those who came who were hired about the 11th hour, they each received a denarius. And when they had received it," verse 10, "but when the first came, they supposed that they would receive more. And they likewise received each a denarius. When they had received it, they complained against the landowner, saying, 'These last men have worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who have borne the burden of the heat of the day.' But he answered one of them and said, 'Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius?'" And so as we look at this, and of course the mindset here, at least this is what I get out of it, my understanding of this is, again, this is for the kingdom of heaven is like, right? That's how verse 1 starts. This is what the kingdom of heaven is like. What has God promised to us? God has promised salvation. Jesus says, "I go to prepare a room for you, a home for you in heaven." And we all got a picture in mind that what heaven might be like. Maybe you read through Revelation 21 and you read about the street of gold and the precious stones and the gates and the river of life, the tree of life. No need of a temple or sun because the Lamb and God are there. And now we sit here and say, all right, well, I obeyed the gospel when I was a kid, and I've been a member of his kingdom, his church, and I go to church every Sunday. And then someone obeys the gospel when they're in their 80s, 90s. Someone who obeys and only a Christian for a year. What was promised to them and what was promised to you? A home in heaven. If they receive the same thing, will you be upset? Will you be jealous? Will you sit there and complain and say, "Well, I need something better than they got. I should have the mansion while they just get a room. I should have more precious jewels than they," because again, that's our human mindset. You work more, you get paid more. You put in more time, you get more income from that. God has promised. This is what He's promised to all who are willing to obey Him. And it's the same thing to all. Now, what it's not saying is that, well, since it's the same thing for all, that means I only need to be a Christian for one hour, one day. And then I will receive the same price that everybody else who spends their lifetime. Because if you live your life like that, then you're setting yourself up for the opportunity to miss out also. Because you don't know when the Lord will return. You don't know when that day and time is going to be set, that our lives will be over. And then you'll have to give an account, and you just completely miss out. And so it's just something to keep in mind, that we need to practice that mindset here while we're here on earth, that we want all to receive this reward. And, it doesn't matter how much time I put into it and how much time you put into it. We want each other to receive this great reward from God and to not be punished and to face His wrath. So, again, a Christian's mindset is different than a worldly mindset. Let us remember that we have to have a spiritual mind, a mind like our Lord, a mind like God's. And so I appreciate everybody who's joined me this morning, those who continue to follow the videos as they're just left there. But thank you. I hope everybody has a blessed day. Lord's willing. Talk to you later.